Welcome to Top Media Technology. Let's proceed on how to install Joomla. Thank you. All right, so go to your dashboard, your browser. All right, on your browser, you can go to download.joomla.org. Right, you can see on the screen. Click on download Joomla 3.9. This is what version we have at the moment. While taking this session, right at the time you're going to watch this, you might have a latest version from Joomla. Okay, so for this training, we're going to work with this. We're going to work with Joomla 3.9.20, and then just click on OK as the key may apply to you, and you're going to see the pop-up download at the top right of the browser. Let's go to the download folder and then go to your folder and extract it to that same location. So this same process we did for WordPress earlier in our previous video. I would like you to go and watch that if you have not watched it. So let's wait for this extraction to complete. Then let's close this, and then let's go to the location where we extracted to. Let's copy this folder Joomla 3.9.2 to the location, that directory that we have stated before in an earlier video, which is the same directory that we created for XAMPP, which we created for our WordPress too. So yeah, for this case, this is Joomla. Now we're going to create another folder. As you can see in the directory, we have site, which is the one for the WordPress. Now we are going to another folder, which is going to be Joomla. For example, you can name anything that you are familiar with. So for this case, we name it Joomla, and then let's copy what you have extracted to it, the folder, and then let's open the folder and then copy everything here and paste it outside that same location, right? And then delete the Joomla 3.9.20 so that we can have the clear path from your local drive to XAMPP to htdoc and to Joomla folder we created. So now that we have pasted everything we have on our extracted folder, right, let's close this and then let's go to our browser and let's try to connect to this this folder name using localhost, then localhost slash default slash for the name you've created for the folder, right? Just put it there and press enter, and let's see the magic. Okay, now here is the landing page for Joomla, where you can set up your main configuration, your site name, your super account user. But before you continue, remember we told you about database, so you need to create a database for this site you are about to create. So let's go back to localhost MySQL my admin, right? My admin, PHP my admin. If you have it open already, if not, just go there and go to database and create a database name. Right, just name it and make sure you can remember, copy it somewhere, because we're going to use it to configure our website on the Joomla platform. So because the idea is Joomla website needs to communicate with the database. So when you click on create, let's go back to the Joomla landing page where we need to do the configuration. So first of all, what kind of site are you creating? For this case, we are creating construction company, right? Your case might be hospitality, education, whatever. So just put a brief description of your website there, right, as it may be. For our own case, we can just say we are a construction company in Maryland, in Dubai, right? So yeah, we just type this, just type anything related to your own case, right? This is just a configuration on your local machine, does not have any effects in the global world at the moment. So now on the right hand side, we have the super user account. Now here you have to use the email address that you can be for your organization. Let it be a custom domain. It can be an info, it can be inquiry. Just ensure that it carries your domain information. Here you have to create a username and password, right? So make sure you have all this information you are typing here save in a particular place as reachable, because you're going to use it. Confirm the password, and you can see on the left hand side site offline. Yes, we can just put this on no for the moment because we are doing this configuration in our local machine, not yet on the live. So here when you click next, you can see username is root. You can make it root, leave the password empty at this point. So you are configuring the database information now. The username is root. For the database is actually empty, but the database name here is the one you created over there, right? Put it there and then click on next. Yeah, because this page is finalization, but for newbie, newcomer, right, that are not familiar with the environment, simple data is okay. But for the training, we just use none. Require basic native multilingual site creation. So scroll down. If you see here to email configuration is not needed, we have to put in 0 because we're not receiving or sending email that is real, right? Okay. So if you scroll down more, you're going to see some features, checklist that look at it and see if you are fine with all of them. If you are good to go, right, just click on install, right? Okay, let's wait for the magic. Now this shows that it's installed, but before we proceed, let's ensure that we delete the installer folder. Just not you can just scroll down and click on that. Now you see at the bottom, you see sites, you see administrator. This is where you can view sites. This is where you can view admin backend. So if you click on view site on another tab, right, you see how the site we just created now looks like. You can see. So now let's take a look at it. You can see now this is the site we just created, very empty, nothing there. Well, let's go back to the administrator backend, and then let's see. You have to log in here as we have earlier mentioned, username and the password created. So use that to log in here. So let's see the backend. Now this is the backend for Joomla, right? Now the purpose of this training or this session is to compare the backend of WordPress and backend of Joomla. We want to really know the difference and then how we can recommend the best for our clients. Okay, we want to know the features, the themes, the template, the one that is more robust, the one that is more complex, the one that is more useful, right? Of course, we know WordPress is popularly used, popularly known. It's not that complex, it's not that robust, but then Joomla is more complex, more robust, more with more features, right? So let's look at it quickly right now. So let's go to WordPress. This is bad. Let me see. Okay, now this is the backend for WordPress, and let's see what we have. So this is the backend for WordPress, like I said. Let's see how we can explore the plugin first and see. We want to see any of this website that we can use. I mean, either WordPress or Joomla that we can use that we just have plugins to kickstart without any stress. So if you look at this plugin for WordPress, we just have two that we can work with. Immediately we have a WordPress setup, we just have only two. Alright, so let's go to Joomla. If you go to Joomla plugins, you see how many it has on the go. You can see if you scroll down, you have a lot of Joomla plugins that can be used. You can see the one that's already activated, which is in green. You can see the one that are pending yet to be activated are in red. So these are the plugins you can use at the go once you have set up your Joomla environment. You can see it comes with two-factor authentication, it comes with Google authentication, it comes with LDAP authentication, it comes with a lot of security features that in some other platform you might need to buy them or you might need to integrate with other ones. You can see editor, tiny MC, if you click on next, you're going to see another one. One of the beautiful things is browser cache, right, which help you when you are navigating on the browser, your information that you have typed earlier, is not cached and all of that. These plugins can help you manage browser cache, right? So, and then these are features that come on a go with Joomla. So this will let you know that Joomla, when it comes to plugins, it has a lot more than WordPress. WordPress just has two, right? And one of these plugins you can see here in Joomla, for you to have it on WordPress, you might need a third-party application. You can see how difficult, how hard it will be, right? So some of them I need to buy them to work directly on WordPress. Okay, so let's see. I'll move on this. So I want to make this so detailed enough for us to really grasp and understand the difference, how it works, and so that you can best recommend what is the best for your client. So If you scroll down here, you can see user profile here. You can see page card I mentioned earlier, system page cache. Okay, so if you want to get more of the features, all you just need to activate them, or you just scroll down. You can see we have, if you look, scroll down, you have a lot of plugins that can still help you to do a lot of things without you getting more extra plugins or how to pay for plugins, right? So some of these plugins are useful and you can use them as they go. So if you go back to what's it called, WordPress, right? Let's look at the other features now, which has to do with give me a moment. Okay, so currently what you are seeing on the screen now is the WordPress plugin. You can see it's two. Here you can see the Joomla plugin stuff. You can see it's much, right? We have established the fact that when it comes to plugins, give it to Joomla, it has a lot compared to WordPress. So now all of these things you can use them in this Joomla depending on what your clients wants, the feature they want, you can enable for them. Okay, so what we need to do now is to look at the other features from WordPress. Let's talk about widgets now. For WordPress now, look at WordPress. Here you can apply your widgets, right? You can't, if you scroll down, you can see all you can do with the widgets here. We have left widget, right widget, we have footers, we have footer 1, footer 2, right? Depend on the themes that you pick. So each team come with their own features. So now let's go quickly to Joomla now. Joomla has its own also for its own module. So if you go there and go to modules, then you're going to see different tree. You can see the login form, the main menu. You can see the so if you click on them, right, what you have here, you also have it in WordPress. If you see WordPress, you can see the custom, right? So which has been activated for the team, right? So all right, so now these are the features that you can benefit here. So these are the widgets that you can use for your front end on the WordPress, right? Okay, so don't forget the teams also carry all these features. If you don't have the team that has all of these features, you might not have them. So let's see how it works on Joomla now. As you can see, this is just so on Joomla, these are just what you have here. So let's go to new. So you can see modules. The modules have different types of features. We have archive article, the archive inside calendars and the rest. Also we have the one for list of articles category, yes. So we have the one for article that is latest. So if you're uploading a lot of articles, you have the one that you need to categorize on latest. You have the one that can be maybe you are working with blogs, whatever you're working with, you have to make sure that you have the article that is latest display and all of that. So this is what this can do for you on the Joomla. So if you go to WordPress, if you scroll down, you're going to see his own where you can do that on his own side. So you go back to Joomla, you scroll down. If you want to do custom, for example, it has to be with standard HTML that has a lot of tools. As you can see, let's click on it. Okay, so here you can see where you can do a lot of activities for custom. You can import image, you can import video, you can do a link, you can just for you to format a text. You can see so much compared to if you are working with Joomla. Yeah, working with Joomla, if you go to custom, it has its own tool for text. If you click on add widget, then you see what you can do here, and you click on text. It's just only few features you can do or make use for WordPress. Okay, so now you can establish again that when it comes to this widget, when it comes to template, when it comes to template widget, it has more than Joomla has a lot more than WordPress, right? You want to add videos. So this, like I said, this video is for us to compare the two application, WordPress and Joomla. So it's not really to do it on live for now. Okay, so now we are comparing these two. So when a client will reach out to you, walk up to you and he said, okay, this and that, from this video, you should be able to know based on the requirement of the client, you should be able to know which of these two, is it WordPress or is it Joomla that best suits or works for this request from your client. So just take note of that, and this is how this video is going to help you. So quickly just continue to watch the video and see uh, how you can get familiar and get to know all of this. So next thing is go to Teams, and you can see here, right, it has a lot of themes as you can see here. So let's go to, if you go to Joomla too, you're going to see for Joomla, but for WordPress, that what you can see now here is Joomla. Let's go to Teams. So on Joomla you can see his own template or themes, right? And here you can actually see how you can activate, see how everything works and how everything looks like. So you can just play around this and see how you can be so dynamic, how you can be so creative. So using WordPress, using Joomla is more about how you can use your creative power to be able to get what your clients want in a more interactive way. So both of them is good, but then you need to know the one that's more going to give your customer a wow experience. So okay, so let's go to. So I would like to just take your time and watch the video one after the other. Yeah, so I want you to just take your time and be looking at this the steps. So I don't want to disturb you with much talk, just looking at the activities, the way I'm just playing around all of this. Okay, so this is where you put your domain name and every other information. And so on Joomla here, this is where you can change your site. You know, this is where you can put your modules editor. This is where you can use your different editors that you want to use. Okay, so this is where you put your search engine information, site title, your cookies domain name, yeah, where you can put your meta decision address, you know. Okay, this is where you put your cache information, cache settings. Okay, so you can put this on conservative or progressive. If you scroll up, with all of this, you can activate your website cache settings. So this is where you do your groups page compressor, for example, your file, right? So you scroll down. This is where you can force HTTPS, So for example, this particular page for WordPress, you need to apply or install the plugins, but you can see here for Joomla is already there. So whatever you have done successfully, you can just click on save as, and then so we have a lot of features, banner, we have redirect, we have search, we have new fields. So if you go to users tab, you see manage users group, access control, fields group, you know. These are the things you can see when you go to Joomla, and that means that's to show you Joomla has a lot. So if you go to WordPress, right? But before you go to Joomla, you have to learn WordPress first. That is just a must. Okay, so let's get our hands strong, familiar, with WordPress. So Joomla is going to be very much more easier for us to grab. Okay, so I'm assuring you, by the time we go through my videos and my session for this playlist, you're going to learn more and know more. Thank you.